Hello and welcome to Cut for Cut, where we explore the art of cinema and its inevitable recycling. It is often said that the highest form of compliment is imitation, although in the world of filming that's not always true. In this series, I will take a scene from a movie and its remake and edit them together to create a single cut. A couple of notes. The pacing will be a little off as well as the audio. I'll try my best to address this, but I made no promises. With that out of the way, I want to start with the right foot today. We will explore a classic, Psycho. Psycho is an American suspense film and psychological thriller and directed by none other than Alfred Hitchcock. It is loosely based on the real-life killings of Wisconsin serial murderer Ed Gein. After Secretary Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh, impulsively absconds from her job with $40,000, she checks into the eerie Bates Motel, which is run by shy and awkwardly Norman Bates, played by Anthony Perkins, and its domineering elderly mother. While taking a shower, Crane is fatally stabbed by Norman's mother, and Norman disposes of the body. Meanwhile, Crane's boyfriend, played by John Cavan, and her sister, played by Vera Miles, launch a desperate search that eventually takes them to the Bates home. There, they fend off and attacked by Norman's mother, who, dressed as the long-deceased Mrs. Bates, in reality is Norman. A psychiatrist later determines that Norman suffers from a split personality that led him to commit murder. In 1998, a remake was produced and directed by Gus Van Sant for Universal Pictures. The cast included Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore, Viggo Mortensen, William H. Macy, and Anne Heche in leading and supporting roles. It is a modern remake of the 1960 film. Both films are adapted from Robert Bloch's 1959 novel of the same name. Although this version is in color, features a different cast, and is set in 1998, it is closer to a shot-for-shot remake than most remakes, often copying Hitchcock's camera movements and editing. Joseph Stefano's script is mostly carried over. Bernard Herrmann's musical score is reused as well, though with a new arrangement by Danny Elfman. Some changes are introduced to account for advances in technology since the original film and to make the content more explicit. Murder sequences are also intercut with surreal dream images for some reason. The sequence that we selected for this first cut for cut is the conversation between Norman and Marion prior to the infamous shower scene, as well as the infamous shower scene. So, with no more delays, I present to you cut for cut interpretation of Psycho.
You've never had an empty moment in your entire life, have you?
Only my share.
Where are you going? I didn't mean to pry.
I'm looking for a private island.
What are you running away from?
Why do you ask that?
No. People never run away from anything. The rain didn't last long, did it? You know what I think? I think that we're all in our private traps, clamped in them. We scratch and claw, but only at the air, only at each other. And for all of it, we never budge an inch.
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Well, you should. You should mind.
Oh, I do. But I say I don't.
You know, if anyone ever spoke to me the way I heard, the way she talked to you...
Sometimes, when she talks to me like that, I feel I'd like to go up there and curse her and leave her forever. Or at least defy her. But I know I can't. She's ill.
She sounded strong.
No, I mean, ill. She had to raise me all by herself after my father died. I was only 5, and it must have been quite a strain for her. She didn't have to go to work or anything like that. He left her a little money. Anyway, a few years ago, Mother met this man, and he talked her into building this motel. He could have talked her into anything. And when he died, too, it was just too great a shock for her. And the way he died. I guess it's nothing to talk about while you're eating. Anyway, it was just too great a loss for her. She had nothing left.
Except you.
Well, a son is a poor substitute for a lover.
Why don't you go away?
To a private island like you?
No, not like me. Just...
I couldn't do that. Who'd look after her? She'd be alone up there. The fire would go out. It'd be cold and damp like a grave. If you love someone, you don't do that to them even if you hate them. You understand? I don't hate her. I hate what she's become. I hate the illness.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
You mean an institution? A madhouse? People always call a madhouse someplace, don't they? Put her in someplace.
I didn't mean to sound uncaring.
What do you know about caring? Have you ever seen the inside of one of those places? The laughing and the tears, and the cruel eyes studying you. My mother there. But she's harmless. She's as harmless as one of those stuffed birds.
I am sorry. I only felt she's hurting you. I meant well.
People always mean well. They cluck their thick tongues and shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately. Of course, I've suggested it myself. But I hate to even think about it. She needs me. It's not as if she were a maniac, a raving thing. She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Yes. Sometimes only one time can be enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Norman.
Norman.
You're not going back to your room already?
Oh, I'm very tired, and I have a very long drive tomorrow all the way back to Phoenix.
Really?
I stepped into a private trap back there, and I'd like to go and try to pull myself out of it. Before it's too late for me, too.
Are you sure you wouldn't like to stay just a little while longer? Just for talk?
Well, I'd like to, but...
All right. Well, I'll see you in the morning. I'll bring you some breakfast, all right? What time?
Very early. Dawn.
All right, Miss,
Crane.
Crane, that's it.
Good night.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and if you like the content of this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And for our next Cut for Cut, we will explore a foreign movie that has an ancient youngster. See you next time.